I'm the Jersey Connoisseur, and today I'll be reacting to the. Now, first, let me adjust my jersey for today. It is the 2015-16 away jersey for for Arsenal, and like with the home jersey from that season, that is the season when they finished second. And just a quick review, I really like the different shapes on the jersey as they contribute to making a very good aesthetic. Now let's get into the game. With Liverpool and Arsenal meeting up for the second time this season, both teams or looking to change their fortune, as they both struggled mightily. Particularly Liverpool, who are obviously the reigning champions, have experienced some hardships in regarding injury, losing Virgil van Dijk, a big blow. As a result, they had to play Ozan Kabak and Nathaniel Phillips in center back. Meanwhile, Arsenal came out with almost the same exact lineup as a couple weeks ago against West Ham. And as we go into the first half, honestly, it was very uneventful. But for the few chances that did occur, it went Liverpool's way as they came close a couple of times in the first half, particularly with Mo Salah had a great ball in that just missed, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold. Although the one major thing to come out of the first half was the loss of Kieran Tierney to injury, and it was pretty severe injury that he sustained. And I really hope he's okay because he was. It looked like one of the best Arsenal's best players in the first half, and as a result, he was taken off just at the end of the first half, and Cedric came on. So hopefully he's okay. Overall, it was pretty uneventful, and it looked like this was going to be a pretty mundane game, and potentially it could have resulted in a draw, which I would have took every day of the week. But we'll just go in depth into it, and as we enter the second half. So as we enter the second half, things remain the same. It was a pretty even game, and then Liverpool would make the smart decision of substituting Diogo Jota onto the field for Andrew Robertson, and that would pay off as only 3 minutes later, Trent Alexander-Arnold would put in an excellent cross into the center that Jota would head. And I gotta give him credit; he was able to get there over the likes of Rob Holding and Gabriel, and that's very impressive. And he's obviously also had an excellent season when he has been playing. So as a result, Liverpool got the 1-0 advantage. Then a few minutes later, through a series of events and a failed Gabriel tackle, and lackluster to say the least, Mo Salah would get on in and put it between Bernd Leno's legs and make it 2-0 for Liverpool. Jota would then get a yellow card for a challenge on Thomas Partey. And then a few minutes later, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang would be substituted off. And despite his new haircut, which I thought would help him improve his play, it did not seem to be the case today, as he was then substituted on for Gabriel Martinelli, who hasn't played a lot this season. So it's good to see him get some play time. But that didn't matter, as only a couple minutes later, Mo Salah would put a ball into the box that was intended for Sadio Mane, who would miscontrol it, and it ended up in the feet of Jota again, who scored second goal of the game, giving Liverpool a 3-0 lead. And then to add salt into the wound, Gabriel would get yellow carded for holding Jota's shirt. And Gabriel just did not have a very good game at all today. I'm really disappointed in his performance, and hopefully he can get back to form next week because he's had a decent season so far. But it just wasn't going Arsenal's way today, and to make things worse, Liverpool would have another couple chances in the 90th minute with Alexander-Arnold and Mane just missing. to give the final score to 3-0 for Liverpool. And what's the most troubling part of this game is the fact that it wasn't too different than their last performance against West Ham, where they ended up going down 3-0, only to recover and get a 3-3 draw, only because West Ham are, and no offense to them, they're an inferior opponent. I mean, Liverpool, they're no slouch. I mean, even though they're not have not been performing at all to expectation, they were the champions for a reason, and they're a threat. And it showed today. And Arsenal did not have not a single chance in this game. It was embarrassing. But especially with you think that they should have been able to capitalize on that vulnerable Liverpool defense. That was not the case at all. It just seemed like they were content with the draw, and that it's not really the kind of attitude you need for a game like this when it means so much. Although really, there's no big loss. They still remain ninth in the table, which is not good by all means, and but they weren't likely to move up the table anyway. They would have just closing the gap between them and Liverpool. Now Liverpool has 49 points, so they're 7 points clear. So it's really not looking good for Arsenal with only 8 games left this season. I think we can definitively say that they will probably not, contrary to what I've said in the past, that they will probably not get a Europa League place, but things are still possible. So, and as they play Sheffield United next weekend, maybe that's a confidence booster game. That's all I can hope for. So anyway, I hope you enjoy my reaction. Leave a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Come on, you Gunners. Arrivederci.